Has social media, the very tool designed to connect us, actually made us more disconnected than ever before? It's a question that's been echoing in the chambers of our modern society. Welcome to the paradox of social media, a digital conundrum that's both intriguing and somewhat alarming. In our quest to be more connected, to know more, to see more, we found ourselves in the throes of what's known as digital distraction. It's a phenomenon where our online world becomes so engrossing, so captivating, that we often overlook or neglect our physical surroundings. A world where the buzz of a notification often takes precedence over the hum of real-life conversation, and you've probably seen it, you might have even experienced it. Picture this: a group of friends gathered around a table. Laughter, chatter, and the clinking of glasses should fill the air, right? But instead, the room is filled with an eerie silence, punctuated only by the periodic tapping of fingers on screens. They're together, yes, but their minds are miles apart, absorbed in the digital realms of their smartphones. Onlookers may ask, what happened to good old conversation, to eye contact, to the simple joy of being present in the moment? All valid questions. But the irony is that, in a world where we're more connected than ever before, we're also more isolated. We're losing touch with the very essence of human interaction, replacing authentic connection with digital distraction. And this isn't a problem exclusive to the younger generation. It's pervasive, affecting people across all age groups. After all, social media doesn't discriminate. It's a digital landscape that we've all, in some way or another, chosen to inhabit. This scene sets the stage for a deeper dive into the impact of social media on human interaction. Let's explore this further. This exploration will help us understand why we're so drawn to these platforms, and perhaps even help us navigate this digital paradox in a healthier, more mindful way. So stay tuned as we delve deeper into this intriguing social media paradox. You've probably heard of FOMO, or the fear of missing out, but do you know how it's really affecting our social behaviors? Let's dive into the case of Alex, a typical teenager who finds himself spending countless hours scrolling through his social media feeds. He does this out of fear that he might miss out on something important, a viral joke, a trending meme, or perhaps an update from his favorite influencer. This is FOMO in action. FOMO as a concept is not new. It can be traced back to our human instinct to belong, to be part of a group. But social media amplifies this fear, making us feel like we're constantly on the verge of missing out on something significant. Now, what's the impact of all this? Well, the time Alex spends on social media is time he's not spending on real-life social interactions. He's missing out on face-to-face conversations, on genuine laughter, on shared experiences that can't be captured in a post or a tweet. But ironically, he doesn't see this as a loss. He's too busy fearing what he might miss online to notice what he's actually missing in real life. And let's not forget the impact on mental health. Research has shown that excessive social media use can lead to anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Alex, like many teenagers, might not realize this connection. He might attribute his feelings of anxiety or loneliness to other factors, oblivious to the fact that his constant scrolling might be the real culprit. So, what's the takeaway here? FOMO is a real phenomenon, one that social media platforms use to their advantage. They're designed to keep us scrolling, to keep us engaged, to keep us fearing what we might miss if we dare to log off. FOMO is a perfect example of how social media can manipulate our fear of not being part of the in crowd, leading to unhealthy social behaviors. It's a reminder that while social media can connect us, it can also disconnect us from others and from ourselves. Can being constantly connected actually make us feel more alone? It's a question that seems counterintuitive, but let's delve into it with a case study. Consider the story of Alex, a young adult with thousands of followers on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. To the outside observer, Alex's life seems bustling with activity, filled with comments, likes, and shares. However, behind the screen, Alex often feels a sense of isolation. Despite the constant buzz of notifications, there's a deep-seated feeling of loneliness. This phenomenon is often referred to as digital loneliness, the feeling of being alone despite being constantly connected. It is not uncommon among social media users, and it stems from a variety of factors. For one, the interactions on social media are often superficial. They lack the depth and richness of face-to-face conversations. There's no tone of voice or body language to read, no shared laughter or tears. The comments and likes, while nice to receive, can't replace the warmth of a friend's smile or the comfort of a hug. Moreover, the connections we make on social media are often based on shared interests, not shared experiences. While it's great to find people who love the same books or movies, these connections lack the shared history that deepens relationships. Additionally, the curated nature of social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy. When Alex sees his friends post about their latest vacations, parties, or achievements, he can't help but compare his life to theirs. This comparison often leaves him feeling like he's missing out, adding to his feelings of isolation. Finally, the sheer volume of interactions on social media can be overwhelming. It's difficult to have meaningful conversations when you're juggling multiple chats and comment threads. This can leave users like Alex feeling drained and disconnected, rather than fulfilled. As this case study shows, social media can sometimes contribute to feelings of loneliness, rather than alleviate them. It's a reminder that while social media can be a great tool for staying connected, it's also important to nurture our real-life relationships and take time for face-to-face interactions. Is multitasking a skill or a myth? And how does social media play into this? Let's delve into a case study that might help answer these questions. Meet Alex, a high school student who prides himself on his ability to multitask. Alex juggles his time between studying, playing sports, and of course scrolling through his social media feeds. He's always online, always connected, always engaged. He believes he can efficiently manage all these tasks simultaneously, mastering the art of multitasking. But let's take a closer look at Alex's day. He sits down to study, his phone within arm's reach. Every few minutes, his phone buzzes with a notification. It could be a like, a comment, a message, or an update. Each time, Alex's attention is pulled away from his study material and towards his screen. He's convinced he's managing both tasks efficiently, but is he really? Research suggests otherwise. Each time Alex shifts his focus from his books to his phone, his brain needs to reorient itself, causing a switch cost in terms of time and mental effort. This constant switching between tasks can cause as much as a 40% loss in productivity. And there's a cost to the quality of his work too. When Alex returns his attention to his studies after checking his social media, he might find he's lost his train of thought. He might struggle to understand a concept he was previously grasping quite well. His comprehension and retention of information might suffer, leading to poorer academic performance. But it's not just about academics. The quality of Alex's human interactions is at stake too. When he's hanging out with friends, he's often distracted by his phone, engaging more with his screen than with the people around him. This can lead to shallow, less meaningful connections. This case study illustrates how the illusion of multitasking can lead to decreased productivity and quality of social interaction. Multitasking, especially when it involves social media, might not be the superpower we believe it to be. Instead, it might be a modern-day illusion, tricking us into thinking we're achieving more than we actually are. So what's the bigger picture here? How does social media truly impact our human interactions? Let's recap. We've explored the paradox of social media, how it both connects and isolates us. We've dived into the fear of missing out, or FOMO, a phenomenon that keeps us glued to our screens, constantly refreshing feeds in a bid to stay in the loop. We've discussed digital loneliness, the irony of feeling alone in a world where we're constantly connected. And we've debunked the illusion of multitasking, revealing how our divided attention can actually hinder our productivity. From these discussions, it's clear that social media has a significant impact on the quality of our human interactions. It's a double-edged sword. On one side, it enables us to connect with people from all corners of the world, fostering global conversations and collaborations. But on the flip side, it can contribute to a sense of isolation, anxiety, and decreased productivity. So how can we navigate this digital landscape without losing the essence of genuine human interaction? One strategy is to undergo a digital detox. This involves setting aside specific periods of time to unplug and disconnect from our devices. By doing so, we can give our minds a break and reconnect with the world around us. Another approach is to set boundaries. This could mean turning off notifications for a certain part of the day or setting aside specific phone-free periods. By creating these boundaries, we can regain control over our digital lives and ensure that our devices serve us rather than the other way around. Lastly, We can prioritize real-life interactions over digital ones. This doesn't mean abandoning social media altogether, but rather using it as a tool to enhance our real-life relationships, not replace them. While social media has revolutionized the way we communicate, it's important to remember that nothing can replace genuine face-to-face human interaction